Hello, everyone. Corrie here, coming in to do another channeled message, and they just keep on coming. So bear with me as I bring forth this message. Hi and greetings. This is God, and I know that you may find this a difficult one to grasp, but to know that I have no, or we have no real identity or look, that we are all that you would love for us to be, what aligns to you, to what makes you happy within your soul. So please bear with us as we have taken Corrie on many journeys, through many experiences in her life, to many crazy moments of her journey. And as we know how to make her laugh, we also make her aware that it is hard to be me, hard to be this life, this light, this energy. But remember, I do not have an emotion or an ego. And I can switch from I to we. But as a collective energy, we speak from a we. From the power of the I am, I speak from that sense of authority as we find our way through your language, through communicating through to you the best way that we know how, that I know how. And as Corrie is slowly tuning in, she is in the collective of all. And so we are all present. And we are all speaking to her all at once. Much wisdom, much knowledge, much of the old conversations are still happening. For we are like that of your brilliance, of when all brilliance gets together in one room with common interest. And as she enters into her space, she gets closer to and connecting closer and deeper to that which is I, so that she's stable and I'm stable. And we are not wobbly. Bear with us as she enters into I. I am here today to give this message of the will, and the will of your people, and the will of the people throughout your world. And the will and the demands to be, so call it, right, has caused such chaos in your world. They even have a lot of conversations around I, and what I am, and where I belong, and what I mean. Can you see? They all are always trying to find something to fight about. There is never a time when they can just get along. Why is that? You may ask. It's because they're all trying to find their way, and all have this control over their will, which was given freely, so that all can think for themselves. And why am I here today, you may ask? Why did I appear today? Well, I appear to Corrie each and every day. I appear to her on a regular basis. Her and I have many conversations, which she has chosen to leave in journals. Yet, we are discovering that that's just not enough. So I am here to bring her sketchings and her journals to you through conversation. So first and foremost, we gave her this message a few years ago, and she has not yet shared it. That when you, as a people, look at your world, and instead of seeing humans, you start to see shadows. And you start to see as if people are disappearing, as if you can no longer see a face to a person. And have you not noticed that you are seeing less and less in-person faces and more through a screen? Well, here I am having to speak through the screen, but I'm everywhere. We have told Corrie many times about the power of the shadows. And I am here to now bring this message to you, that the power of a world full of shadows has become infiltrated with that of Jezebel, they call it. They call it Jezebel. It is that of false beauty, the appearance of something false within your world has become truth. And through the shadows, it is hard for you to be able to see true light. It's hard for you to be able to feel true love. It is hard for you to be able to know your way. Now, we ask of you to not start judging the people within your world, for then you will become more of that shadow. We ask of you to be aware of how powerful your own sense of what you call shadow is within you. It is a sense of darkness and depletion, and your world's energy is depleting. There is less and less connection to I, and more connection to the thought of, what should you call me? Who should you call me? And if you should entertain the thought of speaking of I at all. And this is where the I within you has become lost in translation and lost in your way, and have not been able to fully step forward into becoming. For you see, we are a collective of many energies, many forces, many powerful vibrational frequencies intertwining and connecting together. Yet, there is the one. For you, in this place of earth, have this desire for your one to be you. And not you per se, but one of you. that one is correct and all others is not. Well, not yet have any of you within your earthly beings been able to get this all correct. Now, we are, and I am, such a powerful being, such a powerful light that it's hard for Corrie to hold on to us. So we have to speak this much quicker so that she can be released from this energy. So I am here to tell you that there is a wobble, there is a break within your energy, within your core of your earth being that is that has become very shaken, very I'm seeking a word, very unstable. And the instability has followed through into your human world. And this instability is causing also a break within you as one being, that as if at your equator, at your center, that this opening or this wobble is affecting much more than you think. And that for many, it feels as if uncertainty is very present. There is going to be much turnaround, much, not a divide, but much turnaround. There will be a big change within your climate, which also then will have you question a lot of the stories that you have been led to believe. But there will be a turnaround in your seasons, as if your seasons have mixed up. There will be a floodgate of unpredictability within weather and within your world. This is the turnaround. This is now a period of time when there is a turnaround that is happening within your world and within the world within you, as a new discovery is about to be found, to be discovered, which changes the narratives, changes the stories, and changes up your world. Not to be feared, but just a knowing that all is not as you believe, and that there is so much more to be seen and so much more to be known. And this, we will return to give you more. For now, we have to let Corrie go. I thank you, and I am with you, and we are with you always. We say thank you with love, as we believe you will now learn truly about love. As the curtains shall open and a new act, a new show, a new chapter shall begin. Thank you for those who are listening to these messages, and for allowing me the space and the opportunity to bring to light and bring to the surface a lot of things that I have been doing secretly, or not secretly, I guess, but in quiet and behind the scenes for the past 4 or 5 years, as I have filled hundreds of journals with so many messages and so many transmissions of information that has been coming through from all beings. And the first moment of this being, asking who I was speaking with, and to be told that I was speaking for God was a very, I almost ran for the hills. So I invite you to just know that, in these times and in this awakening, and as we come through letting ourselves open up to who we truly are, this is one of the things that we cannot deny within ourselves, that we do have such a connection to the divine presence. And there's such a divine presence within us all, and that we are all a vessel for our own spirit, to our own soul, to be here upon this earth at this time, to have chosen to come to be able to help to evolve the human race into a kinder, a much more beautiful. What we're here to learn this time around is to learn love, and what true love really means, and to be able to really evolve those emotions, and to notice that, if you're, and I keep speaking of this, if you're smirking and smiling because you just, something just that you just got your own way, and it was okay to, and in the meantime, or it's okay to see somebody else suffer, or you're smiling because you won and somebody else lost big time. I'm thinking of something like really big in our lives, where, you may have gotten an industry shut down, but on the other end of that, thousands of people lost their jobs, and you're crying that you just succeeded. But what have you just successfully done? And what were you a part of? Was that a part of helping our world grow and evolve? Or was that contributing more to everything that we don't need within our world? More to poverty, more to depression, more to those things. So through the power of thinking, of processing through the introspection of the divine, was that it allowed me to be able to open up to a broader perspective of what it's costing, the impacts that it has, and how can we be changes in a way where we don't celebrate the deep, losses of somebody else, but we recognize that change is not easy, and change is difficult, and sometimes change needs to happen at a pace where we find solutions as we're going that minimize the effects of that kind of harm within our world. So being aware of that is so amazing, and to be able to connect to God, and to be able to feel and listen to the essence of God within my heart, to be in the power of that light for an hour or even a half hour, to journal, to write through those messages, really has taught me about, if I want to leave an imprint in somebody, if you want to leave like an impact in somebody's life, what kind of impact do you really want to leave? And I'd rather for it to be one of that is a feel good, helps people feel good, that we can feel good about what we're doing, and not have a smirk that is a sense of, that is, that appears as happiness, looks like happiness, but on the other end, it's a lot of pain. So knowing that we have fed our monsters, our ego, and we have fed that so-called desire to be right, doesn't always mean we've done the right thing. So I invite you to really acknowledge that. And the card that came with it that I just chose was an angel card, and introspection was the card. And your angel guidance is to find that quiet space. And I invite you now to really, truly sit with you quietly and contemplate, all of those moments in our lives of when we don't look at the after effects of everything and everyone else around us. Thank you for joining me today. And I hope this message touches your heart in some way. Thank you. Bye-bye.